All right, let's talk about taking a tire off. I'm going to show this on the back wheel because it's actually more difficult to do. Um, and, the front wheel's pretty self-explanatory. So, first things first, there's two things you should do before you attempt this. One, go up here. This little black lever, it's black on mine, might be silver on yours. By the way, here's that barrel adjuster I was talking about. There's one here, there's one on the front brake, and then there's one down on the derailleur, as you found out. Anyway, this is specifically made for one reason. So you open this and it widens the brake pads so you can get the wheel out. Because if you don't do that, if it's closed, the tire is wider than the brake pad opening. Key thing though, after you put your wheel back in, make sure you put that back down, otherwise you can't brake. Okay, so open that up. Second big thing, and this is a subtle thing, it's not 100% necessary, but it makes it a lot easier. You can see I'm not shifted into my smallest cog, my highest gear, so I'm going to do that. Since I'm doing one-handed, I won't be turning the pedals, so there's, yep, that's my clicks, and it pops down in. There we go. Okay, now quick release lever. I'll talk about quick release levers later, but basically you should be able to open them with one hand without feeling like it's so tight that only a gorilla could open it. It comes open and you can see it pops right out. This part's just kind of tricky. Just let the tire drop as far as you can. And what I do is I then kind of try and angle it out of the frame like that. The other thing is simply to, if your chain's clean, it's not a big deal, just grab the chain and pull it out of the way. Okay, now ideally at this point, sit down. Let me let all the air out of my tire. Even if you have a flat, do this part, open this all together, because maybe you have a flat that has most of the air out but not all of the air, and you really want all of the air out of the tire. And we'll just leave it open for right now. And you can hear, I don't know if you could hear it, all of the rubber kind of shrinking away. Doesn't hurt at this point, just kind of go around the rim and use your thumb. Just kind of pop that bead out of the rim in case that rubber got kind of stuck in there. So, sitting down, stem close to me. And they put their sticker right here because this covers up the weld in the frame, because this is just a hoop of aluminum. They have to weld it somewhere, so it's welded right there. You'll also notice that I put the logo of the tire directly over the stem, and on Continental tires they have a second logo here that goes directly over the opposite side. This helps, so if you get a flat and you pull the tube out and the flat is about 6 inches from the stem, you then take a look at, okay, where's the big logo? It's right here. The flat was 6 inches from the stem. That means there might be a puncture in the tire about 6 inches to this side or this side. Nifty little trick. All right, tire levers. I still don't know if the saddlebag on your bike came with tools. It may or may not have tire levers. I recommended Pedro's. You can see by the name, these are Pedro's. This is actually 2 of them. I never use 2, but I have 2 because I used to, and then I just kind of figured out how to muscle my way through it. But by way of example, John does use 2 because he doesn't have the hand strength that I do. So maybe you want 2 as well. They snap together like Lego blocks onto each other. Here, let me try it. Come on. Yeah, I can't do it with my hands. Trust me, they snap together like Legos. So, here's what you do with 2 tire levers. You start with 1, and what I would do first is stand up, and I would grab with both hands, going one-handed, and you grab this tire, and you kind of pinch it, and then you're going to, with your other hand on the other side of the wheel, you're kind of pinching it and pulling all of that rubber down towards the part where you're going to put the tire lever. So, it's rubber, it's got a little slack. so you are going to put the teeniest bit of extra rubber down here where you need a little extra slack. Take your tire lever, and since I'm going to use 2, I'm going to put this tire lever lined up right over a spoke. If I were using 1, I wouldn't do that. With 1, I would actually start right here. But you just jam it in there, get it under that bead. There we go. And then you lock it on the spoke. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Focus. There we go. And you can see that's what that little guy is there. You push it through the spoke and then move it to the side and lock it in. I don't know that I've ever seen a tire lever that didn't have a locking mechanism like that. So you can see I pulled that out. These are small tires. These are 23s, but these are somewhat flexible. Those Vittorias may not be, and I can almost guarantee you the Continental Sports will not, because they, I think, have a wire bead. So you need a little bit of extra help. It's going to be really tough with wire bead. At this point, what you could do is actually take this guy before you lock it in and give just try and get yourself a little bit of working room there, if possible. I'll lock that in again. Take this guy, shove it in there. Now here's the technique I use. So I definitely have it caught under the lip. Try, if you can finesse it, to not get any tube pinched in there as well. I have it under the lip with my thumb and just going to push this way, let's feel it from the other side. I'm just going to push this all the way there. And you can see now, that's how far. I pushed it all the way through the spokes and out the other side. In fact, I pushed it so hard and opened up so much bead that one guy that was locked in there fell off. It was looking like that. So I'm actually going to put this back in there and lock it in because it's nice to have one locked. Pick up your second guy. Now that you've popped more out, shove it under there. And at this point, just kind of work your way down the tire like that. And I don't know if you heard that popped out. Then you just kind of work it all the way around. Come back here, zip it down like that. And there's the valve. And you can see the bead is now out all along the tire. I'm going to take the tire completely off because I want to show you how to put the tire completely back on. If you're out on the road and you don't have to take the tire off, you actually don't have to. You can grab the tube, pull it out, all around the tire. When you get to the stem, take this guy, roll the tire way back, and you can pull the tube out like that. So I'm actually going to take the whole thing off, which involves going back to the part of the tire opposite the rim and basically just trying to muscle it off. You can use that tire lever to get that bead off, but it peels off like that. Okay, next video I'll show you how to put it back on.